I arrived in Kenya and the motorbike culture is so strong here because I want to go back to France by motorbike. I got into it because of boda bodas, I think.
January. We're actually in mid-March.
Yeah, 2 months and a half.
2 months and a half. But you've done all this and you're ready to leave.
Cheers to the birds.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the Do the Mama channel. Today I have a guest, and this guest has a very inspiring story. So if you're one of those guys who wanted to do something in your life and you were told you can't do it, it's dangerous, you can't afford it, it's gonna cost you so much money, you're making a wrong investment, and then also the fear comes in, watch this video until the end. This is for you. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce my guest and I'm going to ask her to just do the intro herself.
Hey y'all, I'm Lucie, I'm 21, I'm a student and I'm from France, and I've been living in Kenya for now over 5 months because I was working in a feminist NGO until then. Now this internship has been over since December, and since then I've been working on my own project, which is to film a documentary along Africa on the way back to France.
Lucie, my first question is, when did you start riding and why?
It's really interesting because I started riding really 2 months ago. I got into it because of boda bodas, I think. I arrived in Kenya and the motorbike culture is so strong here, and I got used to take boda bodas to go wherever all the time because I just love the fact of being on a motorbike and feeling everything. Like even if it's at the back, you can see everything, you can feel everything, you can smell.
Yeah.
I just loved it. So I started thinking that I would really like to learn how to drive one myself. Just started learning in mid-January, I think.
Like this year?
Yeah, this year, 2022. Yeah, I had never been on a bike before that. I don't know anything. I learned in like a week or maybe 10 days or something.
One, you were inspired by boda bodas.
Yeah.
And you've been in this country, especially you've seen what has happened last week, yeah?
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we really underrate the boda boda guys, but here you hear it, inspired by boda bodas.
So I was like, maybe I could go back to France by the road. Really wanted to go back to the documentary filmmaking again, and I want to make a big movie out of it. So yeah. And then I also realized that, you know, traveling by plane, it's nice, although really expensive, but it doesn't make you able to actually understand the distance, or like to understand where you're going. Like I felt a bit frustrated of leaving France for a whole other continent, like a country super far away, but still doing it in like 10 hours of flight, you know, and it felt, I don't know, so weird to be in a place so different, and yet that seems so close because I didn't like feel the number of kilometers. By the end of January, I already had the motorbike. I bought it second-hand. Once I got the bike, I still couldn't ride yet because I still didn't know exactly how to ride. I was not feeling super comfortable on the road. Then I left for the coast, and then I was like, okay, you know, if you want to learn for real, like just do one big trip at least and see how it feels. So I went to the coast and back, and yeah, it was a bit more than 1,000 kilometers. So it helped feeling what it is to be driving on the stands, and it was really awesome. And I like enjoyed it so much. Like I felt so much euphoria out of being driving in beautiful landscapes that yeah, I was pretty much convinced that going back to France by motorbike is a good idea. Although
let's start so that everybody can understand this.
yeah,
You train in January.
yeah,
It takes you about a week,
yeah,
and you get a bike.
really quickly after it.
And it's a Kenyan registered bike.
Yeah.
And you're going to take it to France.
Yeah.
Okay. did you think about taking the Kenyan bike to France, or did that come after you bought it and you were like, oops?
That's a good question actually. I think I had already bought it when I was like, and I don't know anything about traveling on the road. So I was really like clueless and I was like, yeah, I have a bike. I'll do the trip. I'll start at least, and if it doesn't work out, I can just sell it.
Yeah.
And it's alright. And then if I do make it, then I just get it back to France. And then people, Micah was like, but can you import it in France? I was like, that's a good question. Never thought about it.
Yeah.
But I definitely can, but there's a lot of clearance, there's a lot of papers to go through. Well, I procrastinated a lot with prepping. Speaking to people like Micah, my coach, and to other people about going back to France by motorbike, they got also really enthusiastic about it, and they helped me a lot, and introduced me to people like you, or who have very inspiring stories. Everything went on really quickly.
I'm excited for you. I really feel like I want to go back to the road with you.
Yay! You need to be back on the road. That's for sure.
I will tell you for a fact, once you hit the road, you'll always want to be on the road. So understand when I say I feel like I want to join you. How has it been yourself as a person? We can start with yourself as a person, and then go to family and friends and all that, and especially how you feel every day as the departure date.
Yeah.
As the departure date gets closer.
Wow, that's a good question, because
Yes.
I feel like I'm so not realizing yet. This idea really came to me randomly. Like, I was bored at work. It was a day where we really didn't have anything to do, and I was just like crossing Africa by road, and I was like crossing Africa by motorbike on Google, and I saw so many women have done it. Like, I don't know, women from Turkey or from you've done kind of.
I know her.
Yeah,
The one from Turkey. One road, one world.
Yeah.
We hosted her here in Kenya.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. So many inspiring women have crossed Africa. There's also a French woman, Melusine Malander. I don't know if you know.
Yes.
Yeah. She's also, she's done a lot of trips, including Africa. And I was like, so it is feasible. And then I just pictured myself on a motorbike through Africa, and I was like, right now, at this point of my life, this is the most exciting thing I could do. Like, I can't picture any other thing that would top this. Like, that would be more exciting. So as I told you, it happened all really quickly, and I never, people, I don't know about you, but I've heard about people preparing a cross Africa trip, like from France to South Africa, for example. I know a person who's done that, and he was like, oh yeah, so I prepared the trip for like a year, and I was like,
I prepared for my trip for 2 years.
Yeah, that's so you. And I was like, yeah, okay, so I have 2 months. Can do.
When I was planning, I had moments that were very exciting, and then moments that were, I was questioning myself.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of these too.
How is Lucie now? Especially, I had 2 years. You've had 2 months. January. We actually maybe
2 months and a half.
2 months and a half. But you've done all this and you're ready to leave.
Ready. I don't know. I definitely had a lot of stressful moments, and what you say is really true about the fact that when I talk to this trip about people I'm not so close to, like my best friends, I sometimes tell them about how stressed out I am about the whole trip. But most people that I don't know that well, I'm always super positive about the trip, because unconsciously your brain kind of sorts out what it wants to say, and you want to have that positive vibe with people, because there's definitely material to be super excited about it, because it's still a whole experience that's going to be extremely enriching. But I had so many stressful moments, and I'm still super stressed out. Obviously, I have a lot of fears as well. Because, as you can guess, financial reasons. Because of you grow in an environment, so like my family, my friends, the people surrounding me, they don't know anything about motorbike, and they don't know anything about Africa. So there comes 2 fears that they have, are really intricate, and they think that Africa as a whole, well, it's already a mistake to consider it as a whole, but they think that Africa as a whole is dangerous. They think that driving long distance is dangerous, and they think that driving a motorbike is dangerous. So from my family, I never had reactions like, "Whoa, that is so great! You're gonna do it! You go, girl!" Except from cousins of mine who are super enthusiastic about it because open-minded and they trust me also, I think. But for example, parents or my grandma or like people like that were like super afraid and generally thought I was one dangerous, but second also stupid. Because like it puts me in danger for no reason.
Yeah.
And my parents were expecting me to do another internship. That was the original plan, like doing one internship in an NGO, one other internship in an NGO. And me being like, oh no, I dropped that idea because I have a project on my own and I'm gonna drive back to France through with a motorbike through Fuka. They're like, it's stupid. At first, they didn't even consider it. They were just laughing about it. They're like, ah, yeah, that's a fun idea. And a month later, when they saw I was still in this idea, but I also had bought a motorbike and everything, they were like, no, but that's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. And they got really angry about it. But I kept on going. I don't know why actually. I kept on going because other people, the majority of people around me, thought that it was really a bad idea. I also met people who actually know about it, like you. So not only do you know about motorbiking, you know about like driving long distance, about those huge trips, or about Africa, and people like you who have an actual expertise telling me that it's a great idea and that I should not give up. It has so much more importance to me than people, even if I'm really close to them, who don't know anything about it and who are gonna tell me it's a bad idea. And so I was only myself being like, I genuinely think there's something deep down in me that thinks that it's a brilliant idea because it's gonna change me forever.
That's true.
I just have to keep on going.
That's true. Mm-hmm. And I told you, when you get back home, you'll be a different person. You'll be a very different person from your friends and many other people. But it will be because you've experienced something that they haven't experienced, and it has built you to a new person. And to just get the new you to fit into the ordinary them will be a task. Let's talk about your route. Which route are you taking to France?
Wow.
From Kenya. Just take us through the country. You don't have to stop in all towns, just through the country.
Yeah, because the towns I so do not know. My itinerary is like so not clear yet. But I know the countries. So I'll go to Uganda and Rwanda, although it's not technically necessary. I want to go through only really exclusively necessary countries because I have to be quick and I don't have enough money to pay like for extra visas. So Rwanda is the exception, but apart from that, I just go to countries I really need to go to France without being in danger.
Yeah.
Because I checked on the embassy website. Yeah. So Uganda and Rwanda, then Tanzania, but I think only the western part. Like I won't go to Dar es Salaam. I would really just do the western part of Tanzania, and then Zambia, Angola, and then I'll go up again. So I'll briefly cross RDC, but just through Kinshasa. I won't go to the eastern part, it's too dangerous. Oh yeah, and I was just saying before that, I checked on the embassy website. So some countries I just can't cross. I could have done it like that, but then I would need to cross through South Sudan or Chad, and it's not possible at the moment. So that's why the long
way home.
way to the west. So RDC and Congo, and then let me not confuse the country. Then Guinea. I could also go to Gabon, not strictly necessary, but I might only go to Guinea for like a visa cost or like gaining time. Then I really hope I'm not forgetting any countries, but then Cameroon and Nigeria and Benin, Togo, Ghana. So literally all the way through to the coast.
Yeah.
But then after Ghana, it'll be Ivory Coast and Guinea, or Sierra Leone and Liberia. But also I can just go through Guinea and then Senegal and then Western Sahara and Morocco, and if I can avoid Spain, just France.
And straight to France.
Yeah, but I do have a lot of like alternative roads.
I know a group that is organizing a West African tour on motorcycles, but for 2024, I think end of 2024 or 2025.
Wow, that's so
I hope you'll be kind enough to share your info again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Wow,
You're opening a YouTube.
though.
We can follow you. We'll share those details at the end of this video. My other question is, I know you've mentioned a lot of times that you don't have enough money.
I'm saying, you can see the anxiety, right? Because I'm saying literally every three sentences, I'm like, by the way, I don't have money.
You're even turning pink when you mention money. I get this question also. You don't know how much it's gonna cost you, and you have no advice of having done it with the money that you have now, but you can inspire someone who's saying they're waiting for when they have enough and nobody knows enough.
Yeah.
You can inspire them and you can share with them your thought process around what money you have, even knowing that it's probably not going to be enough. You're still willing to take this adventure.
Yeah. I consider myself a baby in this world of people who actually travel long distance. Usually people are older, so they actually have the money to do it.
They have some savings.
Yes. And me not having money and being like, I really want to do this movie and I want to be so serious about it. Actually, well, if I started with a budget, like technically, how much does it cost to drive through 2,000 kilometers? Like the fuel, how much is it? And I just computed everything. I don't want to sleep at hostels, for example. I want to sleep at people's places or in a tent in their gardens. So I just have really a small portion of the budget allocated to sleeping, to accommodation, because like unless really something really bad happens and I really need to go to a hotel, most of the time I'll sleep at people's places and I'll just eat on the markets and look. So like the whole food and accommodation, the daily life expenses are really not that big when you're on the road. So I just budgeted everything.
But the bottom line is, it is possible to work around a budget.
Exactly. Because like you also have a part in the budget that's dedicated to things you cannot plan, and so maybe that part will be like smaller or whatever. Like there's always a way to work around it. You can like restrict yourself on food and really doing only street food and markets. You can accommodation, you can just keep it. So there's always a way to work with it. You know, I've had a lot of anxiety because of money.
I love the fact that you're not worried about your money not being enough. You're thinking about how can I make a saving on every step. Things like fuel that I have to fuel, but on foods, on meals, I can choose what I want to eat. I can choose how much I want to pay for it. So I have an option to save there. I can choose between sleeping in a hotel or a tent and make a savings there.
I would do it out of, for the sake of the experience I might have. I can't just be like, oh no, I don't have money, so I have to wait. Because then I might have money. It's always like that, I might have money, but I won't have time. Or then I might have time and money, but I might not be in shape enough because too old to do that kind of thing.
That's true.
Like right now in my life, I happen to have a bit of time, although I consider it to be not enough, but I have a bit of time and I have the energy to do it. And I can't stop just because I don't have money. Because like there will always be a reason for me to stop anyway. Yes. There's always a reason for you to just stay in your own country and not do your project.
Yeah, and money doesn't have enough. Not enough money.
You'll always be worried.
You'll always be worried about money.
As a person, I thought about this trip. I was just like, I feel like I need to have this huge experience with me to be able to keep on with like being a student. Like, if I don't do it now, there's so many reasons that make it very likely that I will fail and I won't be able to make it, because so many like, I don't know, paperwork or like being too tired or like technically not having the time or not having the money. There's so many reasons that make it likely to fail. At the meantime, I can just try for as long as I can, and if it fails, whatever. The whole process would have still been super interesting, because even if it stops right here, I still have learned how to drive a motorbike in Nairobi and enjoy the euphoria coming with like going on long distance drives through Kenya. So
and
this
how
is
to
already
plan.
a lot. Yeah, and how to plan something way bigger than me. And then I can go on, and even if it stops in Uganda at the next border, or if it stops, I don't know, in Angola, it's still so huge. So I might as well just try for as long as I can, and if it stops, whatever. But still, starting the whole process is already so enriching. So
you're so positive about it. Like, anyone who's watching and has been thinking, well, the fear is too much today. I don't know how to handle with this. And I think sometimes we are also afraid to share our fears more because most people don't even know what to say back to you. So you're like,
yeah.
When you say the positive stories to people, they're easy to have a conversation
exactly.
with.
That's so true.
Yeah, but when you're expressing your fears, people don't know what to say to you.
The bottom line is, ask people to help you. I'm privileged enough to know that if something really bad happens, my parents can pay for the flight back to France. And that's also like really privileged.
That's a support.
That's a support. Although they don't like the whole trip and they're not supporting me financially for it at all. I know that if something really bad happens, I call them and I go back to France with a plane and they can pay for it if I have like absolutely no money left.
Big question. So when are you leaving?
So my aim is to leave next Monday. That is the 21st of March.
21st of March.
Yeah.
We really want to follow this journey. We want to see where you're going. I'm invested in it. Even if not all these viewers want to follow your journey, I personally want
you
to.
helped me a lot. Helped me a lot. We'll definitely
are you going to have a YouTube channel?
So thanks to your advice, I think I'll have a YouTube channel. As you said, I think it's a great way. Well, first for family and friends who supported me to know where I'm at and what I'm doing, but also for people in general to know that these kind of trips are doable. And to have, I don't know, some community to speak to you on the trip. It's like a diary. Like I love the idea of being 20 years older, being 40 and looking back and seeing these videos and being like, I know exactly where I was that day at that point of my life and it felt so good. I also create an Instagram account to put pictures and the stories maybe or whatever, but I actually document the journey as well and to be able to follow what you are doing or other riders are doing and get also the inspiration that I need when I'm a bit low. So I'll have those two that I'll give you later when I have created them.
I'm really excited. I don't know if I'll be able to escort you on Monday, but
you don't have to.
I would love to.
My bike is not as fast as yours though. Oh, but you have the new bike.
Yes,
it might not be as fast.
It's not fast.
But
So guys, you've heard it from Lucie herself, and I just hope that this video has inspired you. And if you were planning a trip and you had all these fears and all these struggles, you've heard it from Lucie. 2.5 months from training, buying a bike, and even departure, and going all the way via West Africa to France. That's not a small trip. Kudos, girl. Kudos. So we keep cheering her up, and I can't wait to hear from you who's watched this video and feel that you have been in Lucie's situation and now you want to explore. Please put all those comments. Tell us your stories in the comment section down below, where you've been, which trips, which ideas, what you wanted to do, but you've held it back because of people's advice, lack of money, being afraid to execute it. Just share all those down below, and also let us know how Lucie has inspired you.
You're inspiring.
I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide.